some stuff. But now I want to bring in our featured artist of the night. This guy is from, what is it, Antarctica or something like that? I'm not really sure.
Close.
Daniel Robinson, how you doing this evening? You're in California. You're a Scot. What do you call yourself?
I'm a Scotsman.
A Scotsman. Thank you. I was going to say a Scotslander, but I knew that wasn't right. Anyway, so you're the featured artist of the week. You had submitted some music. You do like mainly covers, but you do original music as well. So you definitely were qualified to be a featured artist, and your music's amazing. I always tell people, the featured artist, that I have you as a featured artist because I liked your music. Somehow, some way, you moved me at some point when I heard your music enough to make me get in contact with you and schedule your interview, and you'll get a blog article on the website and stuff. We'll be promoting your music for a few months until just the article gets stale or whatever. But so I want you, the thing I always do before we listen to your song is I want you to kind of give your spiel that you would give somebody if somebody walked up to you on the street and said, "Oh, what's your music sound like?" And then tell us about the song Little Birds. We'll listen to that and we'll come back and get deeper with Dave. Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey guys, happy to join you, be on the show tonight, and it's fun to hang out. So how would I give in 2 minutes?
No, less than that. Like, just give your 4 or 5 sentence explanation of your music.
I'm still figuring that out myself.
The elevator pitch.
The elevator pitch. I don't know. I would say it's I try to be, it's kind of cliche, but I try to just be really authentic and raw with my message, and I'm a heart in your sleeve kind of guy, and I try and let my music be that way as well. So, yeah.
Cool. So give us a brief rundown. What is Little Birds about? What are we about to listen to? We're going to listen to a little snippet.
I think everybody in life has experienced a moment where you've maybe got a dream, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, you've got something you want to do, but there's opposition. There's maybe voices, literal voices that are telling you you've not got what it takes. Or maybe there's just voices in your mind and in your heart that are saying, this is a bad move, you're not good enough for this. So that's what the song is about. It's for the risk takers, the people who do something significant with their lives, and it's just take your dream and go and do something with it, and don't let the voices discourage you. Don't let them stop you from doing something great. So that's awesome. that's really what it's about.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and listen to Little Birds by Daniel Robinson. We're going to come back, get deeper with Dave. Share this video out, guys. Let us know what you think of the music in the chat. Let your friends know that we're awesome and they're missing out on a wonderful time. This is Little Birds with Daniel Robinson on Indie Music Live.
Looking for adventure, searching for a new route. The voices stood against them. They thought that they were crazy, couldn't figure them out. Oh, there they were, just young birds, looking for adventure, searching for a new route. The voices stood against them. They thought that they were crazy, couldn't figure them out. It was a time to take flight, a time to break out, a time to start a new life. Then this was too small, there was a word to explore. Little birds, it's time to fly. It was a time to take flight, a time to break out, a time to start a new life. Then this was too small, there was a word to explore. Little birds, it's time to fly. There they were, two young birds. They were riding on a wind and rising up above doubt. But there was something inside them. They had the will to overcome and the strength to not break.
Deeper with Dave.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by.
Dave, you're muted.
I was just reflecting on the song right there. So, Daniel.
Oh, that's a classic, just double error right there.
Yeah, just a quick word. I mean, Daniel is a bit of an impressionist. So, in the show thus far, he's been doing an impression of a Scottish man. I just wanted to let the listeners know we gotta let him in on this joke. You know? But anyway, man, this tune, dude, amazing job. This is one of my favorites. Just
thank you.
It's beautiful, man. This is a real beauty right here. Just the production quality and the engineering and just the mood that you set. It's soulful. It's got feeling, and I mean, you got a very nice voice. I would even crank up the vocals a touch more on this song, actually. Like, I think they could definitely deserve to be heard just a touch more. But yeah, man, I got some questions for you. Like, let me just kind of set the stage here.
Yeah.
Like, describe your music life and your like music writing and composing life before 2016.
I'm a music nut. I love it. I live it. I breathe it. I've come to realize that if I'm not creating something, I'm not the healthiest version of myself. So I try to carve out, like, even if it's just 15 minutes in a day, I just try and carve out that time just to be creating, whether it's just tracking some piano or something in Logic or even working on a song. So but prior to 2016, I probably was going through a bit of a new discovery phase in my life where I was realizing I actually had desire to write songs. So it's all kind of new for me.
Okay, so you in 2016 you made this decision, and you wanted to start writing about your life, like just what's inside you, just like your personal thoughts, your feelings. Like what moved you to kind of do that? I guess like what moved you to make that decision to kind of like open up your inside to the public?
Well, honestly, I grew up in church, and as a Christian guy, and I always felt like I was only, and not that anybody ever told me this, but I always felt like I was only ever allowed to create or make music for within the sort of Christian world, if that makes sense. So in 2016, I just got this.
Let me stop you right there. In terms of the Christian world, in terms of the subject matter, like you felt like you should always be writing about certain stories rather than like your personal experience.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I felt like I only ever had permission to make music within the context of the Christian faith. And so in 2016, I just had this sort of, I don't know what you would call it, just a realization like there's much more. That's a great thing. I love to do that, but there's actually much more that I can do. And I actually just gave myself permission, like, hey, why don't you just start writing songs about your life?
Yeah, so and it's not necessarily
cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers, great topic as well.
So it's not necessarily like you're breaking away from faith, so to speak. It's just more from your personal perspective and like from your eyes, I get like just kind of what you see. So is that represented like in the lyrics of Little Birds?
I mean, there's different meanings going on in that song. There's different messages in that song, but I guess some of it is like, it's talking about being caged up, and sort of breaking free. So I guess I was breaking free from these walls that I had put around myself creatively, and I was allowing myself to think outside of these walls and say, hey, I can write music in different ways. So
right. So you did a Kickstarter campaign.
I did, yeah.
So that's also can be a little nerving sometimes, just basically like putting it out there like, hey man, I want to do this. This is my dream. Would you guys be willing to support me so that I can make it a reality? So,
and then you make $20.
No, he didn't. No, he went over his goal. So yeah, talk about that experience and the decision to do so.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is kind of nerve-wracking, and also like, if people are going to give money to things, why not to help somebody live or get a life-saving surgery or something like that. So, but to my surprise, I raised the amount that I was needing in half the time. So, I was encouraging because I could see that there was an appetite for to hear my new songs. So yeah, but it was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit nervous because because the way Kickstarter works is if you don't raise the amount, you get nothing.
You get nothing, right?
Or you go to Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Indiegogo or GoFundMe or something.
But okay, so on top of that, so you hit your goal, you surpassed your goal, you got the support you were looking for. Now, this is the interesting part that I'm sure Joe's gonna like, because it's important. It's important stuff, guys. Like, why did you choose the different pieces of like how to apply what was raised? Like, tell people what you used that budget for.
Okay,
cheeseburgers.
Well, a man's got to eat. So, how did I use those funds?
Yeah, so I mean, I could just tell people like you chose mastering, CD duplication, marketing. Obviously, like I say that because we've talked about this in our show so often, and we actually have a service. We have like a lower level service, but mastering's important, man. So it's like I'm talking to the listeners and the artists. It's like you guys just heard the song. Like when you hear the song, to me, it's so obvious that it stands out from others, and that's because you took the time and you went to a professional mastering service. That stuff's important, man.
Yeah. Like
that just makes it so much more professional in the sound.
Yeah.
And like it's something else we also have talked about so many times is that like if you're going to do this, if this is a big deal to you, man, like do it right. And that doesn't mean spend $100,000, but just like spend enough to make sure it sounds good, because it really makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, for me, like, it's a vulnerable thing to create content. It's a scary thing to create content and put it out there. And I produced the whole thing. I did it all myself in my little bedroom studio. And so you're right. Like I care a lot about what the final product's going to sound like. And so the budget that I used, the money went to mastering, to CD duplication. I had to carve out some money for making my website, for some graphics. I had to buy some software to actually help me produce it. I needed some upgrades there. Gosh, what else? I had to pay my friend in Scotland to mix it.
You're sticking with that story? You're still Scottish? I mean, come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, why don't you tell people where they can find you right now? Like where can people listen to your music, and where can they follow you on social? You got social media channels and everything. I want to just kind of tell people, maybe give some shout outs of people that have helped you on the project.
Yeah, so my friend Samuel Gallagher, he's a mixing engineer from Scotland. He's a real talented guy. I had a friend who did the artwork. His name's George Perez. He's a local friend here in Fresno. My music is it's everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, all the Amazon and Google Play, all the digital stores. So, would love if you guys would head over to my Instagram channel. Dan Robinson 30 is my username, and the same username for Twitter as well. And
Perfect.
I'm also a big YouTube guy. I upload content on YouTube fairly regularly, and so you can find me over there as well. Just search my name, Daniel Robinson, and find me.
Awesome, man. It's a pleasure having you here tonight, man. That was nice chatting with you. Oh, one more thing. You actually did a song with Isabeau, which was a past featured artist of ours. And
I did, yeah.
we just found that out yesterday. And that's super cool. We didn't even know about that. So
yeah, she's awesome.
Cool, man.